It's kind of scary.
Yo corro. Que no se carga encima. Que ya ha pasado, ¿eh?
¿En serio?
Ajá.
Está bonito.
Me gustan esos colores como de su suéter.
Este es clay, este es barro.
Oh.
Es barro. ¿Quiere verte?
Oh, and I also want to get Pokemon shiny. Oh, and the one that I mentioned.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and then when you try to talk to them about it, yeah. Especially Monica. Yeah, like I know, I feel you. So I'm like, but land.
Yes. Yes.
So I am the managing director of the Richmond Art Power Coalition, and I get to work with Urban Tilth and many other organizations within Richmond, like Rich City Rides, CBE, APEN, Safe Return Project, Cooperation Richmond, ACE, Richmond Land, oh, RPA. I always forget one. Moving forward. They're helping me out. So I get to work with those 9 beautiful organizations. And one thing that we know for sure is that nothing should move without community. Nothing should be done without community in mind. Nothing should be done unless it's stewarded by community. And that's what we're showing right here. 7 years of work, love, care, and sweat has gone into this farm. And generations of fighting for space has happened right here. And we want to make sure that every person in the community is represented all throughout Richmond. All throughout Richmond. We have multiple spaces all over North Richmond that are up to be used as developments without our say, without what we want, and it's going to bring more harm to our community. And so we're taking a stand today, and every time they do the same thing. So this is a statement that we're making. We're making the message known. Development is not going to happen here without our say. Development can't happen here unless it's for the community. Because everything that happens here has to be to benefit our community, the way that this farm benefits the community. So feel free to join any one of our organizations to help make that happen. Bring the vision forward. Either we move justly as we transition away from fossil fuels, or it's not going to happen. We need some help painting the sky of the mural. So please join in painting the mural with us. And we're going to have another speaker come up. In between, we'll have some more tunes. But I really appreciate everybody being out here. There's more to come.
Today, this very modest farm run on blood, sweat, and tears of the people, many of the people who are standing around you. Urban Tilth staff. This modest farm employs 50 people, local Richmond residents, year-round, at living wages. This is what this does. I don't know of another place in North Richmond that employs that many local residents. They say they do, but we actually do. By employing people, we make it possible to do the land restoration that we've been doing. This space was vacant for 40 years. 40 years, no fences, just a place where you can dump your trash so you don't have to pay for it at the dump. You know? We cleaned it up 2 years. It took us to clean it up. 2 years it took us to meticulously do soil tests, build soil by doing layers of manure and compost and straw and cover crop and mow it and turn it in and do it all again and do it all again and do it all again. Every season picking out more blackberry root, more whatever, and having this vision in our mind of where we were going. We're going towards health. We're going towards healing. We're going to heal this soil. We have this vision of where we're going. This is what our community needs. This is what our community deserves. You know? We're through this, and we get 3 years ago, and we're like, we're finally ready to plant food, you know? And we thought, you know, we're going to, expand our little CSA. We didn't think that today we would be serving 400 families every week. Every week! Every week from the food that we grow, which we grow about 17% of the food that we distribute. But we also, over this time, made partnerships with 7 small farms, livestock farms, family farms, sustainable farms, who actually needed more access to market, who were actually themselves underserved and kind of forgotten and pushed out of the agricultural market. Perfect. It's a perfect connection. We have a community that needs healthy food. They have healthy food. We bring them together, and we create jobs in the meantime. And we create a place where people can come and be in the sunshine. It's expand. Lay down some roots. Get to know the cycles. Not only do we serve those 400 families every week from our modest temporary infrastructure, but we also do 3 pop-up farm stands. Bella, takes the food right into the community where it's needed, where it's most needed, in Crescent Park, in North Richmond, on the Richmond Greenway. These are free farm stands. So it looks beautiful, like the farm stand you see today, but it's like, you need food, we got food. You need healthy food to help fight the, outrageous levels of diabetes, heart disease, obesity that are just plaguing our community. We got you. That's what Urban Tilth has been about. That's what this farm has made possible, And to get the word that the vision that the people with power and money have is to take the historic Nevada farm behind us with all of the greenhouses. This is the last place with the greenhouses and that hold the Javanese history of agriculture and nursery business that used to be all around throughout Richmond. The last place where there's greenhouses standing in Richmond. And their beautiful idea is to raise it all. Every house, every greenhouse, every bit of infrastructure, the well, everything that's over there, 6 acres of history. And I'm sure they have a similar story of struggle and triumph. And just erase it from the landscape. Erase the whole history. People won't even know there was such a thing. They won't be able to have pride in something beautiful and something triumphant, something you can learn from. And on top of it, for them to propose a 4-story warehouse building right on our property line that will bring up to 4 hours of shade every day on our farm, cutting our possibilities in terms of how much food we can grow, how much food we can get out there. Last year, on what we have started so far, we grew over 127,000, we've distributed over 127,000 pounds of food. Grew about 26,000 pounds ourselves. You know, and we're not even finished developing. We have a plan to develop. We're supposed to move forward on that, not having this fight. But we have to have this fight. And we have to have this fight not just because we don't want shade. It's like, no shade. You know, not just because we don't want this development, but as we got into it and we started to really look at it, it wasn't just about the next door development, that 6 acres. But if you look at the parkway, there's a new massive center house right there that's not full. You know, there's another one going in at Park Boulevard. It's not even built yet. And then right next to us, this whole place is going to be a distribution center. You know, 4 times the size of the one that we're fighting. And if you look right across the way, you see Verde Elementary School. The most vulnerable population here, highest rates of asthma, little babies, you know, going to school there, kindergarten, preschool, you know, up through middle school. And they're going to put this right next door. It's literally right next door. Who thought of that? These are supposed to be planners. These are supposed to be people who are thinking about the direction of the community and where we're going and what we should do and what we shouldn't do. That there should be buffer zones around schools. There's no buffer zones. In fact, there's only plans for more development, more warehouses, more manufacturing, more things. There, you know, one of the latest things the developer did when they, you know, the supervisors had the foresight to go, whoa, let's put a moratorium on warehouse development because it seems to be a little out of control, which is a great thing. Temporary moratorium, but still a great thing. Just take a minute to think about this. So our developer said, well, we're not going to be a warehouse. We're going to be a manufacturing. You know, just flip it, just change it. That still means there'll be 150 parking spaces for 150 vehicles to come every day on these small roads. Can you imagine 150 more cars on these roads just for that small? No! Let's put it together with this one, put it together with that one, put it together with that one. We already have too much emissions in North Richmond. Again, the hardest hit community. We put some stats up on our website so that people can actually take the state of California's word for it on the current impacts of asthma and emissions in this community. And it is immense. It is
Yeah.
And it got to a point where we're like, not only does Urban Tilth need to wade into this fight, but not just for our site, but for sites in general. This is a bad plan. This is not the kind of development that we want. This is definitely not community driven. It definitely doesn't support community health. And we need to stop it. We need to stop it now, today. So I just want to say and say that this is just the beginning. We wanted to make a public statement that we're starting a campaign. This is not the end. So please, you know, go to our website. We have a page where we started. We're going to start kind of rolling out action alerts. There's an email you can sign up for. Please sign the petition either online or in person. You know, or both. And tell people, ask yourself, what do you want our future to look like? People have envisioned this area as a green zone, you know, a buffer zone around the community, where people are making community-based projects that create employment, that create healthy outcomes, healthy solutions, that speak back to climate change and really talk to what we need to do to reverse climate change, to make a just transition away from fossil fuels. What can we envision if we step away from market-driven ideas that are purely driven by profit? Thank you all for coming. Please sign a petition. No shade!
No shade!
No shade! No shade!
No shade!
ladies on the block, learning English and shit. It was wild. Or being at the farm with Miss Meza. Like, you know, that's wild things to see when you're an elementary school kid growing up. I was like, what's my grandma doing at the school? Tending to the garden. That was a place where I got to spend a lot of time with her and just learn about the land.
Ahí lo conoce usted. Sí.
But yeah, grown food is deeply rooted within our cultures. For my grandmothers, my Apen elders, the farm was a place where they could reconnect with the land and build a sense of community over our black and brown neighbors. It's a space for everyone to grow, heal, nurture, and love the land, along with the bodies with the food that they grew. You know. You clap, you clap. You clap, you clap. But yeah. The one thing I do want to say is that this land has done so much more than just grow food. It's connected and healed families that were displaced from different parts of the world that now call Richmond home. But yeah, I could go on and share stories all day about how I grew up, life in North Richmond back in the day, and just like, shit, stories about my grandma, because I love her. But let's bring it back to why we're here today, right? So, I felt so much anger and sadness when I found out that the greed developers are trying to destroy this historic Japanese greenhouse and create more warehouses. Dory already talked about it. We got hella warehouses that are going to be developed around here, and we need to stop that shit. Especially since it's going to be blocking out essential sunlight for the farm. Like, who needs that shit? But yeah. A message I want to send out to the developers is that we don't want you in our community, we don't want your low-wage jobs, and we don't want your pollutions. Try us! You finna see how our community gets down. We protect each other. And to the family who is selling the property, I want you to know that we come to you with love and seeds of hope from our elders in our community. We want you to sell the property to us so that we can honor your family's history and continue providing essential food for our community. Storm, do you want to share anything?
Thank you, Danny.
I just want to shout out that our elder wish they can be here, but a lot of them health issue and then also the condition that they're at. But they want me to shout out to Urban Tier and then North Richmond Farm. Appreciate that you are delivering the food, the vegetable to them in the past year and also continue to. So they just want to say, we appreciate those folk who volunteer and drop off the box to their house, share with the vegetable that you grow here. Thank you so much, they said. And they love you and continue to be together and fight together and bring Richmond to the community. Thank you.
Hear about the mural?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So it all started last week when I was invited to attend a meeting, an organizing meeting for this action. And I didn't hear nobody say, let's do a street mural. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the one to say it. And I'm going to take measures super high because this is where we're at and this is where we all need to be. We need to disrupt business as usual. We need to make sure that our voices are heard and also our voices are seen in the most beautiful way that we can picture it. And so through lots of time and contemplation and conversation and lots of grounding with bringing a street mural, I don't want to take full credit of this mural because I feel like the vision and the words that a lot of the community members and the community organizers that came together really just made this beautiful mural. And it was also because of the work with all of you who were able to pick up a paintbrush and to, color in the spots that needed to be filled in. And so you were also part of this mural. And at first, the mural was going to be find your way over, now's a good time, in 5 minutes to find your way over to the street mural and just go like around the triangles, and even just if there's not that much space, then just trickle on over here where the speaker is at, because we have a drone photographer coming who will capture us from above and they will give us directions on where we need to look and where we need to stand, and who needs to like get the green out of their teeth or something like that. But yeah, that's the announcement. I think that's it. Thank you.
Come close.
In a little bit. The sun's not up yet.
It's scary. ¡Córrele, córrele! Hi. Hey. It's coming. Coming.